So continue. Let's add um,
I feel
the
for the next
highlights.
session there's going to be a bit of sticky tape or something stuck on the cable, or a bit, bit of gaffer tape or something.
Maybe, or maybe I just need to switch because it's curling to where I rest my arm. Okay. Anyway, since this is a curved part, we could blend that. So we're gonna use smudge tool on smooth blender and then just blend it so that you have a nice fade of color like that.
It's one of those things where if it's out of shot, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've got a cross trainer right next to me here because I've been doing some like convalescing after a sports injury, but you can't see it, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Okay. So now let's add the cast shadow. We're gonna duplicate what do you call this? The letter, the main letter, and motion blur to that direction. Switch to black. Again, selection on automatic. Select everything outside with 0% threshold. Invert color fill. Just align it. Bring it down. Or bring these up. And then opacity. Like that. I forgot to center this. So I'll just bring it up. And then color the background this color.
Pam says she's amazed by the way your mind works and how easy it is for you to communicate the magic to us. I am as well. This is really cool. There's so many takeaways in this session. It's incredible.
What's next? Oh, I'm trying to remember what's the next step. Oh, the texture. I think we're good with this, so we could finish with texture. Okay. Wait, what's next? Oh, texture. Actually, the texture it's not part of the bevel pack texture that I'm using. I have another brush pack with textures, so that's what I'm using. So white, let's just add the white texture. And then there. If the texture is too strong for you, you could always bring down the opacity. There.
Awesome.
So that's the bevel shade brush. So you just pick a color, and when you stamp, you already have the four. Yeah.
That's really cool.
All the four shades.
Nice. Marie actually asks, can you demonstrate an S? Or I guess if you've done all your prep work with the letters you've done already, or can you demonstrate an S? She struggles with S's.
Oh, I still have one letter to go. Do you want us to do it after that? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you remind me because I might forget
I will do.
to do that?
Or unless you want to change this letter for an S, but I don't know if you can substitute. You've probably done all the prep work for the letters.
It's supposed to say
I see,
hope.
for hope, right? Yeah, not hops.
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 Well, if you're a fan of beer, maybe you could use hops instead.
Maybe Marie is a fan of beer, and that could be. I'm a fan of beer.
Okay, so let me just quickly do this part. Okay, so for this one, since we don't need the diagonal lines for the bevel, what we're going to use is the inline stamps. So the bevel stamps is what we use on the first letter. It has those diagonal lines connecting the inline to the corners. But for the inline stamps, it's exactly the same, just without those. So yeah, we'll be using the inline stamps. Okay. And then we're going to make our letter E. So the first part is the upper left corner. So just look for it. Corner 2 is here. Let's just hide everything. Okay, so corner number 2. And then on a new layer, let's close it like the right end here. Just stamp and then just connect it like that. If you have some lines sticking out, you could just use an eraser to erase it. Or Oops. I always like to erase using the rectangular marquee. I mean, that's just me, but you could use eraser, that's easier. I just want to make it more difficult for myself for some reason. And then, yeah, let's add the letter T that's rotated. So we're gonna look for it here in the brush pack. Here. Connect it. Yep. Okay. And then we're gonna duplicate the right end, bring it down, close it. But since for the letter E, normally the crossbar is not the same length as the one on top, so let's just move it a little bit, just to be more correct in drawing the letters. So I'm erasing the excess, and then, oh, okay, this. So since this is not the bevel shade wherein the color's already there, we can flip and rotate our parts to make it easier. So just merge this, duplicate, and then flip vertically and break down. Now I have our letter E, and then let's just erase these excess lines right there. Merge everything. Now have our letter E with the guides. Let's center it. Perfect. So, as always, my process for bevels is I'll always separate the inline with the shape of the letter. So let's do that using selection, rectangle. Just select the inline here, and oops, not duplicate. Cut and paste. So now it's on the new layer, and I spot a mistake that I forgot to edit earlier. So this one, I'm not sure if you could see, it's supposed to be just up to here. It overlapped when I combined the different parts together. So yeah, just make sure you don't get those overlaps. Otherwise, it's gonna be wrong. It's gonna be wrong when you add everything later. So we now have our inline and letter in separate layers. So let's start to add. Let's start to color it and fill it. So let me just color the background first. I'm gonna color the background now. So yeah, color the background, and we're gonna color the letter E this color, the cream color. So what you can do is color drop, but it has a black outline, so alpha lock and fill layer. Yeah, alpha lock. And then for this style, we didn't color our faces 4 ways. So this is a more experimental design wherein we colored it, we just colored like, we colored it 2 ways. One is the cream color, and the second one is in grains. So all of the faces facing up and left, we colored it the cream color, and the faces facing right and down, we colored it with grains. So yeah, we just need to create these sections in different layers. So we're going to duplicate our inline, and then we're going to draw our let's use black, our guides. So from this, we're just gonna draw a diagonal line like that. So this and this, okay, and then we're gonna connect this here like that. And when we close this and fill this, so that is gonna cover the right and bottom part. So this step looks messy, but if we add clipping mask later on, it's gonna look better. Oops. So I'm always pressing or holding my finger down to get a clean 45 degree line right there. Oh, oops, made a mistake. Has to be here. So yeah, it'll make sense once I add a clipping mask. So add a clipping mask, there you have it. So this is facing up, facing up, facing up, and facing left. That's why it's in the same color. This is facing right, facing down, facing right, down, right, right, and down. That's why it's in the second color. So just erase that. And then start coloring with grains. So let's color pick this lighter teal, right, everything. And then, oh, but before that, we're gonna color it cream again, alpha lock, and sorry, fill layer. And then we can now start adding grains. So let's color pick this again, and then using the grain brush, so you can use coarse grain, so the dots are going to be bigger. We could just color that and add multiple layers of it to define those faces more. Okay. And then with the style, the inline is colored and thicker. So like what we did earlier, we're going to add Gaussian blur to it, maybe just 2%. And then we are going to select everything outside with 0% threshold, invert, and color fill. There. But it has to be in this color. So let's recolor that by turning on alpha lock and fill layer. So this one, if you could see the inline, you could try something with gradient like that. So it's easy to do that. Let's just select a lighter color and color the inline, the half of the inline. Since it's on alpha lock, you could just easily do that. And then add Gaussian blur to get that effect. So if you can see from like a clear line between the two colors, we add the Gaussian blur, easy to make something that's gradient. And then, yeah, that's it. Since I'm gonna do the S, is it okay if I don't do the 3D effect anymore since I've already shown how to do it?
Sure, yeah, I'm sure everyone probably hasn't allocated enough time to have a fully fleshed out S. But no, yes, please, that'd be super cool.
What style of S? Do you want it to be block letters or something script?
Block letter or script? Does everybody want to pop in the chat if they want block letter or script, and we'll see which comes up most. There'll be a little bit of a delay.
With blocks, with block or script. Okay, let's just wait for it. If we're gonna create something in block, we're gonna use the stamps to
50-50 so far.
Okay.
Oh no, it's literally 50-50. Oh no, it's going towards script.
Now block again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is tough. I think you're going to have to choose, Nico.
Okay, I think I'll do script because in this brush, in this bevel pack, I have an alphabet guide.
It's swung to script. It's swung to script, and you're very safe.
Okay.
Nice.
So for those asking for a block, in this pack, I included like an alphabet guide on how to like pick which stamps to use for the letters. So you can just refer to that for the letter S. Since we have
there's also a B on the product page as well, isn't there? You demo a B by the looks of it on the, which looks quite cool.
Yes.
So that's worth checking out too.
Okay. Wait, I think I feel like it's gonna be really, really fast. So let me just do that. Do the block, do both for you guys. Okay. So on the bevel stamps, you have the spine. Just tap it. Add a new layer and the semicircle or half circle. Tap it. Just arrange it. I'm going to do this real quick, so it's not going to be super clean. If you want to make sure there's no gap, bring it down. And then duplicate that. Flip vertical. Like that. And then you could just close the ends. So go up, top end and bottom end. Just tap it. like that. Oops. And then I'm doing this real quick so that I have time to do the script. There, and then duplicate, flip vertical, and move to the other side. There. Okay, it's
Whoa.
fast. It's. I mean, I feel like the bulk of the time goes into designing and coloring it, but doing like the what do you call this? The outline or the skeleton is easy. It's quite fast using this brush. So I hope it's okay if I end here with the letter S
For
in
sure.
block. So now for the script, I always use inline, the inline brush. So yeah, to make this easier, because with this brush, sometimes I would do this for multiple times to get like the weight correctly. So let's just use this and draw an S. Now I don't know how to draw S. I think this looks decent enough. So let's just use this. Okay. So I use the inline light. And then like earlier, we're gonna duplicate and hide the first one. We're gonna extract the inline and the letter shape or letter form. So first extract the inline. We're gonna use selection on automatic and select everything that's not the inline and clear. So we have our inline, and you can clean this up if you want because this has an ugly end right there. Okay. Next is this. We're gonna get the, we call this base layer. So we're also gonna use selection automatic. I'm gonna select everything that's outside the threshold to 0%. Invert color fill, and then bring back your we call this. Bring back your inline and invert it so that you could see it. Okay. So for this one, I'm gonna switch to pen, and we're gonna fix the end because this is rounded. So yeah, we could erase, we can make it flat. Okay. So normally I would spend more time to make it super clean because yeah, I want to make sure I make something clean, but for the sake of this live, I'm gonna quickly do this so I could finish something without spending so much time on it, like so much time with the little details.
No worries. I think it's so cool that the pack does script as well. Really cool.
And then you could recreate, you could just extend this if you don't want to erase that. Close it, and then make the eraser smaller and erase the excess lines. Okay. Oops. And then just fill this.
It could be down to low blood sugar, which points back to cake again.
Oh, don't mention cake because everything's closed at 11 p.m. You can easily get cake there, but I cannot. Okay. Oh, so now we have call this our inline layer and our base layer. They're now cleaner now. So the next step is we're going to separate. If you remember with the O, we separated the outer and the inner. With this one, it looks a bit more complicated because it's an S, but it's not that hard. So just duplicate the inline, and then let's use a different color so that you could see it. And then we can just connect the ends. Let's just connect them. Take them out, connect them like that. Color it, and if you put clipping mask, there, we now have one side of the letter S in another layer. So we want to get rid of the white line, so alpha lock and fill layer there. And then let's bring back the inline, and then let's pick a color. So let's use a different color, maybe blue, a darker blue. I'm bad at picking colors. I don't know what's blue here. I'll just pick some random colors. And then again with the 4 color shades with sample. Tap it. There. We now have our 4 shades of color. Okay, and then since we have flat ends, we need to draw like a triangle there. So we're gonna open up a new layer, and then with the pen tool here, so we're gonna draw a triangle here, but it has to be this color, the lightest color, facing up, because this part is facing up. So we're gonna draw a triangle, edit shape, and connect one end to the end of the inline, and connect these two to the end of the letter, and draw your triangle. Next is this one. This one is facing up, I think. Up as well. So yeah, draw a triangle, edit shape here, move it here and here. There. Then cooking mask. There.
Awesome.
Now let's start coloring. So with the lightest color. So let's start coloring. Make sure that the layers are on alpha lock so that you only color with the existing shape. So I'm just gonna do those parts that color it with this color. And then let's switch to the darkest color. I think it's here. Like that. And here. And facing right, pick this color, pick this, or from the guide right there, you just shade the right. One's facing right. There, oops. Yeah. And facing left, it's this color. Like that. And like that. Okay. It's okay if it's not like super straight because we're gonna blend it anyway. So now let's move on to the red layer and color. The darkest color is gonna be here, opposite the light color here, and then lightest color is supposed to be here, and then as well as here, there, and then facing left, it's this one. I'm starting to get confused with all of the different directions. Oh, here as well. And this one is supposed to be light, so let's color it here. And here, I think, yeah. Okay, next is we are going to smudge it or blend it. So just blend it using the blender tool on smudge. I'm using smooth blender. Just blend it like that, blend it like that, blend it like that. Just blend all of these until you don't see like the very clear and sharp line anymore. And switch to the other layer. Blend it. Blend that. There. So you now have letter S that's blended like that. It looks like slightly metallic, like reflective finish right there. So yeah,
That's
just
awesome.
merge everything. Oh, let's not merge with the color cheat sheet right there. Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, I don't need to
Awesome.
show the 3D effect anymore, right? Just
No,
the letter
that's awesome.
S.
Thank you ever so much, Nico. Thank you for going above and beyond and doing the S as script, especially the S in script. That is really, really super cool. That looks so good. So yeah, thanks so much today for coming on, and thank you everyone for coming along. have a wonderful rest of the day. This is your evening now, isn't it? So I know you can't get cake, but
Yes,
maybe
I'm
there's
going to
something
bed
in the
right
cupboard.
after this. No, there's no more cake. I hope there is.
Okay, go through the cupboards now. Like, oh, what's in here? Awesome. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Have a lovely rest of the day, and we will see you here next week.